Good afternoon. It's Kirsten here for a Thursday spa business break. Had a little problems figuring out the rotation of my phone for this one today, so we're doing it this way rather than horizontal. All right, so let's just get to business and talk about your spa business. Today's conversation has to do with what is being a subject matter expert, like what does that mean, and why it likely scares you. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I posted in my group Spa Business Mastery. I asked the group a question to describe their ideal client. And so that was step one, is for them to do that. Hey, Mike, how's it going? I know. Well, normally it always, when I rotate it before I press live, it shifts over. But for this reason, for today, I don't know why I tried to shift it over and it just was locked in. So anyways, here we are. We just got to roll with the flow when it comes to digital, because one thing I know for sure, the more I work in the digital arena, the more you got to realize you got to go with the flow, because it doesn't always work like it's supposed to. Oh, anyways, let's get back to talking about ideal clients. So I posed the question, let's talk about ideal clients, and please share with me who your ideal client is. What are the characteristics of that person? You know, the person that you want and wish you could clone, the client you wish you could clone and have like all of them be the same way. Because what I heard from the group was a lot of the same kind of repeating characteristics. So it really boiled down to people were looking for loyalty. They were looking for clients who were invested, and looking for clients, their ideal client was somebody who is committed. So basically, you know, somebody that's going to come in, trust what you have to say, follow your direction, and not kind of be tempted to be pulled or swayed with any other kind of marketing silver bullet ideas or products. Now, the second step was, I said that once everybody commented, I would reveal what the next step would be. Now, what I find interesting is that and we got to break this down. So if most of the characteristics that you're looking for in an ideal client is loyal, invested, and committed, what do all three things have in common? Trust. You want people who trust you. Hey, Courtney, I see you're on here. Your consumers want to have an esthetician or a spa professional that they can absolutely trust. If that's the person that you want, then awesome. But here's the thing. We need to really think about what are we doing in our business to earn that trust, and not just earn the trust from the client that's already been in, but how are you earning trust from a consumer who has just come to your website, maybe through a Google search, or maybe through they've heard about you in the community. When they get to your website or your social media, what is on there to bolster their trust? How do they know that you know what you're doing? And how do they know that you get the results that you say you're going to give in your service descriptions? Because we all know that there is a lot of claims out there. There's a lot of spas and services that under-deliver and over-promise. So you got to think consumer, and plus we have this huge industry that we're in, the beauty industry. So we're competing with all the lines, right? So if you need new customers, new clients, we have to figure out, how do we build trust when potential clients are coming to our website or social media? And the way that we can do that is to be an authority, to be a subject matter expert. And how you do that in spa business, the biggest way that you can do that is to start blogging. Now, I know this is a bit of a touchy subject for some of you, because you either don't like writing, or you don't want to write, or you don't have time to write. But let's just peel all those excuses back and think about, do I need more ideal clients? And if you do, if you're desperate for them, then I'm going to suggest that you want to look into either blogging or positioning your social media marketing and your email marketing to be very, very, very heavy on education. All right. I just want to see what Mike had here. Loyal clients that will adhere to the regime. Yep. Their treatment plan and refer their friends. Totally. So again, that all comes back to consumers, new people to you need to know that they can trust you. And the only way that you can prove your trust is by blogging and being a subject matter expert. So there's actually written documentation, or doing Facebook Lives, IGTV, again, sharing your knowledge with consumers. Another way to do this is to have before and afters, lots and lots of before and afters, especially for skin, lashes, nails. Those are all awesome for before and afters. You can see the transformation. Now, the problem with before and afters, I find for this industry, is that a lot of times we're so interested in just getting onto the treatment, is that you're forgetting to take before images. And a lot of times you're forgetting to take the process. And essentially this needs to be part of your charting. So if you're not taking before and after images, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, I encourage you to include this as part of your protocol. For every new client that comes in, there are before images. It's just part of your tracking, because how else? I mean, you can for sure be writing out your charting, your notes, but having a visual is so much more powerful, especially when you're able to use them in your marketing. Mike, you said, do you think YouTube channel is a good idea with a saturated market of influencers? Well, here's the thing. The only way that you can start creeping up with video, and absolutely, I think being on YouTube is a great option. You're going to have to learn how to optimize some of these platforms, but as far as just getting yourself out there, if you don't at least try to have consistent content, whether you're writing it or you're creating in video, then there's really no way for you to actually gain any traction in becoming an authority. So what I would like you to think about, Mike, in your position, in your question specifically, and I know others have this, is it's about your commitment to your community and the change and the transformation that you want to provide. And when you are really, really, really committed to that, it doesn't really matter that there's other influencers or other people out there that are doing video, are blogging. It's that you know you have something important to say. Okay? So I'm going to touch on one last thing as far as the kind of content that positions you as a subject matter expert. So we've got before and afters, and I talked about if you don't have a protocol for making sure that you are taking images, like make notes for yourself, set alarms just to get into the habit. But you need those transformational images in order to create social proof, all right? And the last way to position yourself as a subject matter expert is to gather testimonials. Now, I know I totally get this as far as gathering testimonials. Sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I forgot to ask for a testimonial. I'm the same way. That's actually on my list to get on as far as gathering more testimonials. But next I want to talk about, so I've talked about what being a subject matter expert looks like as far as what kind of content you want to produce. Now I want to talk about why that probably scares you. Now, the thing is that most of you don't see yourselves as subject matter experts. And the fact of the matter is you are. You have specialized training in the spa industry for whatever part of our industry that you are in. You have an exponential amount of knowledge. And what I know for sure is that most of you don't even realize how much knowledge you have, because we live with it every day. We work with it every day in our business. And so we just take it for granted that we know what we know, and we don't realize that there are people out there who really want to get inside our brains. So think about, even you are showing up for this Facebook Live. I do a spa business break every Thursday. That is how I've positioned myself as a subject matter expert. I have shown up every single week for, I don't even remember how many years now, at least 5 years, talking about topics that spa owners and spa professionals struggle with in their business. So part of being a subject matter expert is just acknowledging how much knowledge you do have. The other part of it is sharing that on a consistent basis so that you get the wheels on the bus turning and you have momentum in your marketing using your knowledge. All right. So being a subject matter expert isn't super comfortable, I find, for most spa owners, because you just don't see yourself as a subject matter expert. The other piece about this has to do with something that is absolutely prevalent in our industry, a lot of industries, especially with being an entrepreneur, and that is imposter syndrome. When we start thinking of, I'm going to start writing a blog consistently, or I'm going to commit to writing at least 4 educationally rich, long form captions in social media, all of a sudden our little, the little ego on our shoulder is sitting there going, who are you to say this? How much do you really know? And who are you to actually speak publicly about this? And you know that somebody, one of your peers is going to be watching your Facebook Live or reading your blog and making all sorts of judgments about it. So, with imposter syndrome, we've got this little devil sitting on our shoulder telling us all the reasons why we shouldn't or can't be a subject matter expert. So for me, working with spa owners, and this is a big piece that I encourage them to develop in their spa marketing, because it's how you attract your ideal client in a much, much stronger way. So you can say, well, Kirsten, I don't really want to blog. I don't want to do videos. I don't want to, do too many social media posts. That's fine. You can totally choose not to position yourself as a subject matter expert, but I'm going to tell you that it's just going to slow your marketing down. So, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, I need more clients. I need more of my ideal clients, but I'm not willing to do this, this, and this. You're going to cut yourself off at the knees. All right. So I guess really the point that I wanted to talk about as far as imposter syndrome and why being a subject matter expert scares you is that imposter syndrome is just one of those pieces of our leadership and our entrepreneurial journey that we will have to come to terms with. If we're looking to grow in our business and kind of get past the level that you're at, we're going to have skills that we're not necessarily comfortable with. So we're going to have to learn new skills, and we're going to have to try new modalities in our marketing in order to get more clients, attract more clients, right? So that is why being a subject matter expert, the thought of that probably scares the crap out of you, is because all of a sudden you are going to be publicly sharing your opinion. And if you are not comfortable in general sharing your opinion, then of course this will feel very, very big. But it's doable. You are absolutely capable. It might just mean you need a little bit of cheerleading and support with that, whether it's from your esty bestie or if you have a group of spa professionals that you are friends with. Perhaps maybe challenge yourselves, if you've got an esty bestie, to take on a few more tasks that position you as a subject matter expert. Maybe that's just doing little microblogs. Maybe that is, hey, good to see you here. Maybe that is doing a Facebook Live or an IGTV Live. Now, do yourself a favor. And when I say I'm supporting you in becoming a subject matter expert, you still absolutely need to be organized with this. So I definitely don't show up to these Facebook Lives unprepared. I have a weekly, I have a spreadsheet, and I have my weekly topics that I've mapped out already. I try to do that quarterly, if not half a year's worth. So I just have my topics mapped out, and then when I get to the week, then I start fleshing out my talking points that I want to talk about. So that helps me to feel more confident. It definitely allows me to be more prepared on my topic, so that I am setting myself up for success when it comes to being a subject matter expert. As far as kind of soothing the imposter syndrome part of myself. Is part of it is absolutely is being prepared with your content. So if you are struggling with your marketing as far as bringing in your ideal client, if you keep getting clients showing up that are, not wanting to commit to your skincare routine that you're recommending for home care, if you're getting clients coming in that are balking at your prices and trying to, see what kind of as little as they can pay as possible, those aren't your ideal clients. And that means that you need to start shifting your positioning into becoming more of a subject matter expert, so that when consumers are coming to your site or your social media, they see the proof, whether it's in written format, video format, before and afters, and testimonials. All right. So they need to see social proof that you know what you're talking about. That's how you build consumer trust, so that they look at your stuff and go, I'm willing to trust that person. They seem to know what they're talking about, and they have testimonials on there, and and. So it's just building trust. All right, so if you are already blogging, I'd love for you to pop your blog roll into the comments. We'd love to support you on that. If you are struggling in any aspect of becoming a subject matter expert, you have to know that the rest of the industry is struggling with you. This is so common. And when it comes right down to it with our spa businesses, we are going to be challenged. If we want to kind of reach that next level, we absolutely will keep butting up against our own personal confidence and those challenges that go along with it. I've experienced it myself. I keep experiencing it myself. But when we can push through those pieces of resistance, honestly, there's gold at the end of it. Oh, thanks, Mike. The session is gold. Awesome. Wonderful. I'm glad it's helped you. So yeah, I'd look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about yourselves being subject matter experts, your fears about it, any niggling, imposter syndrome. What do you call it? There's another term for it's imposter syndrome, but it's like, can't remember, like little ego sitting on our shoulder, telling us that we can't do it. We gotta flick that little thing off, okay? Okay, thanks so much for joining me for Thursday Spa Business Break. I'll be back here next Thursday. See you later.